Hi everybody, thanks for joining me again for another video blog. So let's continue the conversation that we had last week about the happiness gap. So if you missed my video from last week, either pause and go back to the video, or I'm gonna do a quick recap here. Last week we talked about having this gap between maybe where you are and where you want to be in terms of happiness. So what separates people from just living in a state of happiness now, since happiness is a lifestyle, happiness is a choice, happiness is a combination of habits. So usually the symptoms of that gap shows up with feelings of maybe disconnection from your world, disconnection from people, unhappiness. You just have this frequent feeling of feeling off, out of balance, ungrounded, moody, depression or anxiety, unfulfilled life, victimhood, like you just think you are a victim of all these circumstances, that no matter what you do, because of people, because of the present, because of elections, you not happy. So these are some of the symptoms, not all, but some of the common symptoms we see if you have this happiness gap. And the truth is, we all have this gap. Even somebody like myself who is happy all the time, who cultivates the habits of happiness, I have my moments of having the gap. It's small, but it's still there. So it's almost like a spiritual practice to narrow or to close this gap every single day. And what is required to narrow this gap or to close, it's awareness. Always pay attention how you're feeling, what your emotions, what is your body telling you. So I want to share with you two road maps here that would help you to narrow or eliminate this gap most of the time. So number one, you have to start addressing first what is causing you unhappiness. So you're probably going to have a list of things that are in your control and things that are out of your control. If you're still very upset about the elections and you did everything you could, you signed the petitions to make a change, it's something that is out of your control. So you need to come to that place of acceptance. But you need to start addressing what areas in your life you're feeling that your energy is leaking. And what I mean by that is like, think of things that are draining your energy. Because if we are wired to have high levels of energy all day long, and you're having energy crisis or energy crashes, you need to identify what's taking your energy away. So there are 4 categories to explore this. So what is about your environment that's taking your energy away? Maybe your house, it's messy, it's cluttered, or you don't like your furniture, or you don't like the location, you don't like the city you live. What is about your environment? Maybe your office. Is there anything in your environment, from the space you live in, work, to the city or state you live? Is there anything in your environment that drains your energy? Number 2, people, relationships. Are you entangled in an unhealthy relationship with a friend, or in a romantic relationship? Is there anybody in your life that is being a source of negativity and stress? Number 3, health and fitness. Are you feeling you're 20 pounds heavier and is affect your energy? Are you catching a lot of colds frequently, so you're having some immune system issues? Anything in your health fitness that needs to be addressed. And last one, work and career. Are you doing a work that you love? And if you don't love, are you exploring, are you opening your mind, getting curious to figure out what you would like to do that can go from a work to your calling? So those are the 4 major areas in our life that can be a source of a lot of happiness, a lot of energy, or a source of energy leak and unhappiness. So that's your roadmap number 1. Roadmap number 2 is, as we talked last week, if this gap exists between who you truly are versus how you are appearing. Let's say you consider yourself, you know you're a very loving person, but the way you show up is not very loving. Or you know deep inside you are a very confident person, but you're showing insecurity when you meet, people that you think are smarter than you. So that's what the gap is. And again, if that's confusing, go back to my last week video and I'll put a link right here. So how do you want to show up? You need to define your core values, your qualities, your personality. So design your self-ideal. So I just put an example here. You want to be more courageous, or you want to show up with more courage. You want to be more loving, show up as a very loving person. You want to be bold, take, bold actions every day. You want to be fit. You want to be more energetic. So find your gap in each of these traits, because then you can make a plan. It's like, okay, I want to be more courageous. What can make me more courageous? I want to feel fit. What will get me to that feeling of being fit? I want to have more energy. What do I need to do in order to be more energetic? I need to eat better. I need to go to the gym more often. I need to hire a personal trainer. What is it? Define your self-ideal. And last, make sure you're checking yourself through the day, at work, at home, everywhere, if you are showing up the way you want to, if you're in alignment. And that's why awareness is a requisite to transform, to become who you're supposed to become, who you are engineered to become. So those are my tips for the day. Major, very important roadmaps here for you that if you follow, you will narrow or close this gap. And I'm going to be talking in details, little more details about the happiness gap on my workshop December 6th, next Tuesday, 6 p.m. You must register. It's only $10 fee, and you get yummy snacks and drinks included. Just send me a message to register. I have about 6 seats available. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next week.